The aims of this video are to understand what we mean by the term mental health, review some of the most common types of mental health problems, and to explore the prevalence of mental health conditions.
Before we start to explore the finer points of mental health, it's important for us to be clear on exactly what mental health is. The World Health Organization defines mental health as a state of well-being in which every individual realizes his or her own potential, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to her or his community. Your mental well-being at work can be affected by different factors. These might be the individual's current state of mental health and their ability to be resilient to the work itself. The nature of the work, whether it's enjoyable, monotonous, stressful, controllable or traumatic, and the work environment. Is it indoors, outdoors? Are you working in teams or alone? Or is it the actual physical environment? Is it hot, noisy or cramped? You can't always control the work environment or the nature of the work itself, unless you change your job, of course. However, you do have control of the individual factor. There's no doubt that work is good for both your physical and mental health. Research has shown that having an occupation can contribute to improved self-esteem and provides people with a sense of fulfillment. It also serves as an opportunity for social interaction, and let's not forget the main reason for most people going to work in the first place, a source of income. Unfortunately, while lots of things about work can contribute to improving your mental health, it might also cause some problems. The most common issue is work-related stress. We all know what it's like to feel stressed, but it's not always easy to pin down exactly what stress means. We tend to use words such as, "this is stressful," or "I'm stressed." When we say these things, what we might be talking about could be situations or events that put pressure on us. For example, times when we've had lots to do and think about, or don't have much control over what happens. Or we might be talking about our reaction to being placed under pressure, the feelings we get when we have demands placed on us that we find difficult to cope with. There's no medical definition of stress, and healthcare professionals often disagree over whether stress is the cause of problems or the result of them. A key element of the Health and Safety Executive Strategy for 2018 is to focus on stress and related mental health conditions. The Health and Safety Executive, or HSE, defines stress as the adverse reaction a person has to excessive pressure or other types of demands placed upon them. If you're a manager and want to learn more about how stress should be assessed and managed within the workplace, or what your legal responsibilities are regarding stress at work, the HSE have a range of free-to-download publications available online. But before we go any further, let's have a look at some other common mental health conditions. We've touched on stress already, and it's extremely likely that you've heard of anxiety and depression. We'll discuss anxiety and depression in more depth shortly, but it's worth at this point providing a very quick overview of some other mental health conditions. Psychoses and schizophrenia. Psychosis is a syndrome or group of symptoms. Someone experiencing an episode of psychosis is often described as having a break with reality. Major symptoms of psychosis are hallucinations and delusions. Hallucinations are sensations that are not real, such as hearing voices or sounds that aren't really there. Hearing voices is a common hallucination, but hallucinations can be experiences with any sense: hearing, sight, smell, taste or touch. Delusions are strong beliefs that can't possibly be true. Common delusions include the belief that someone's following or monitoring you, or the belief that you have extraordinary powers or abilities. Other symptoms of psychosis include difficulties concentrating, completing tasks or making decisions. Thoughts may feel jumbled or confused. Some people have a hard time following conversations or speaking clearly. Psychosis can even affect the way people move or express their emotions. Schizophrenia is a mental illness that causes psychosis, but schizophrenia also has other symptoms, and it isn't the only cause of psychosis. In some cases, other mental illnesses cause psychosis, including depression, bipolar disorder, dementia, and borderline personality disorder. Psychosis may come up during times of extreme stress, a major lack of sleep, or trauma. People who are using or withdrawing from certain drugs or medications may experience psychosis. Psychosis may also be caused by a brain injury, neurological problem, or other health problem. So while psychosis can be a part of schizophrenia, it can be caused by many other things too. Psychosis and schizophrenia are both treatable. It's important to seek help as soon as possible. Personality disorders are a type of mental health problem where your attitudes, beliefs and behaviours cause you long-standing problems in your life. The word personality refers to the pattern of thoughts, feelings and behaviour that makes each of us the individuals we are. We don't always think, feel and behave in exactly the same way. It depends on the situation we're in, the people with us and many other things. However, if you have a personality disorder, you may often experience difficulties in how you think about yourself and others, and you may find it difficult to change these unwanted patterns. Bipolar disorders are mental health problems that mainly affect your mood. If you have bipolar disorder, you're likely to have times when you experience manic, feeling high, or depressive, feeling low episodes, and potentially some psychotic symptoms during manic or depressed episodes. Everyone has variations in their mood, but in bipolar disorder, these changes can be very distressing and have a big impact on your life. You may feel that your high and low moods are extreme, and that swings in your mood are overwhelming. Depending on the way you experience these mood states and how severely they affect you, your doctor may diagnose you with a particular type of bipolar disorder. Comorbid disorders. The term comorbidity describes two or more disorders or illnesses occurring in the same person. They can occur at the same time or one after the other. Comorbidity also implies interactions between these illnesses that can worsen the course of both. So how common are mental health conditions? Well, a review of the current statistics indicates that 1 in 4 people will experience some form of mental health problem in any 1 year. 1 in 6 experience anxiety and or depression at any given time that meets criteria for diagnosis. 1 in 6 people will experience a level of emotional distress yet not meet the criteria for diagnosis of anxiety or depression. And finally, approximately 75% do not seek professional help. When we look at the economic costs of mental health, the figures are a staggering 1/3, a saving of between 11 and 14 billion pounds per year. If we want to take mental health seriously, one of the first things we need to do is to bring it out of the shadows and talk freely about it. This will not only help raise awareness, but stop the stigma associated with mental health problems.